On Thursday, the CDC published a comprehensive report on the mental health of American children. It covers 7 years of data and shows a troubling reality about rising anxiety and depression in our kids.
Hospital admissions data shows the number of teenage girls who have been suicidal has increased 50% nationwide since 2019.
Have you ever been affected by mental health throughout high school?
I feel like mental health will affect anyone who's in high school. Especially from the stress that you're going through with your classes and stuff, and especially whenever you get later into like your junior or senior year, because you actually start realizing that this is going to affect you in the future, and it's gonna like change your life, what you do and how you act in high school. Also, if you do like any extracurriculars, that affects you so much more.
How?
Me personally, it's tough. You'll go home and just feel like not doing stuff sometimes. Mental health is there should be more emphasis on mental health in just the world. Because people think that it's a bad thing to want to reach out to somebody and talk to them about mental health. Especially men. Men don't want to reach out and talk to people about mental health. But everyone needs to talk to somebody. It's something that you have to it's something you have to talk to somebody about. It's close friends, family, someone.
How have you personally overcome this problem?
By just trying to better myself, doing stuff to make me better as a person. Talking to people, you need to talk to people about it. I go to the gym more often now. Gym helps me a lot. I eat better, stuff like that. Just stuff that betters me.
All right, thank you. Have you ever been affected by mental health throughout high school?
Yeah, with just the pressure of having good grades and the teachers having to always just pressuring you to actually pay attention when you don't want to.
How has this problem affected you personally?
Like at home, having to actually want to spend time with with my family. It's just been rough because when you still have the pressure of getting good grades and studying, but you just never have enough time.
How have you overcome this problem?
Just trying to just take time away from school and not worry about my grades all the time.
All right, thank you. Have you seen students in your classroom affected by mental health?
When you say mental health, do you mean learning disabilities, or do you mean bipolar or stuff like this, or both?
Mostly depression and anxiety, or just complete laziness in general.
I don't know that I consider laziness to be a mental problem. It is that is an attitude and a habit, but in my opinion. But yes, I have had students that have suffered from mental difficulties before. Usually, I guess the thing I have seen the most is mild depression and bipolar disorder.
How does it affect you and your classroom?
Well, if in regard to the bipolar thing, if the student is taking their medication properly, then it's rarely an issue, because that's easily handled through medication. But if they are not managing it well, then it can be an issue. Usually, it's not a disruption in the classroom. It just makes it to where they have a much harder time getting through the course, because they are not themselves and they don't take care of their schoolwork like they might normally do. And it usually it might come to a point where I might call home and look for some assistance from the parents and the family and that kind of thing. But we handle it either just here or with parents. Usually we do bring the parents involved with something like that. Depression is a whole nother ball of wax. Sometimes you're able to help a student with depression, and sometimes you're not. It just depends on whether it's been diagnosed and they're actually trying to deal with it with a medical provider or something like this, or a psychologist, or whether or not it hasn't gotten that far. But if they are not really dealing with it, then it may be that they also are not able to deal with the class very well either.
How have you helped the student or handled the problem?
Mainly, it is through patience, I think, and just recognizing that there is an issue. And sometimes I have allowed students additional time for large assignments and those kinds of things if they're having difficulty. If it becomes an issue, as I say, I usually call home and seek assistance there, or try to work with the parents in dealing with an issue. Talking with students individually. And of course, if there's something that's been diagnosed and is being handled through the special ed department here in school, well then it's confidential, of course, but every academic teacher gets information about what the student is dealing with, and then we have accommodations that we give to the students to make it more reasonable for them to be able to do their work in school.
All right. Thank you.